Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and welcome to the first episode of Hexproof, where I will be playing Magic the Gathering with my friends for your entertainment. And today I am joined by my friend John. John, how are you doing today?
I'm good. What's going on, guys?
Hey, cool. Thank you for being here.
Of course, man.
And,
loving it down in the basement.
Yes, the man cave down here.
So like Matt said, I'm John. Started playing the game when Dragon's Maze came out, which was a perfect time. Guilds were around. Nice way to sort of integrate ourselves into the game. Didn't take me too long to become one of those dreaded blue players, and so I came today playing a blue-red tempo deck featuring Young Pyromancer, Chandra's Phoenix, Gutter Snipe. One of my favorite cards, dies to everything. I mean, just so easy to remove, but if you can just, nothing feels better than just casting a Quicken and shocking your opponent at the same time. Wonderful feeling.
When you play Magic the Gathering, when you go to start a game, most people, they'll just roll a couple of dice or whatever, and they'll flip a coin. They'll do something like that, something boring, to decide who gets to decide who goes first. We are instead going to use Pokemon cards. We are each going to choose Charmander, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle. We're going to reveal them simultaneously, and then whichever Pokemon would win that exchange is the player that gets to decide who goes first. And if we draw the same one, we do it all over again. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do anything boring. So we've already shuffled. Everything's all set up. So we're going to go ahead and mix these up a little bit.
I want to say quickly, I like that we're not doing the Pokemon Yellow version. I'm glad to see no Pikachus as my starting option.
Yeah, Bulbasaur, Pikachu. It's just Pikachu and Eevee, basically, at that point. Then what do you do?
But never Cubone.
No, never,
Give
no.
me a Cubone.
I would love a Cubone starter. You ready?
Let's do it. I choose you!
Oh,
Squirtle,
no,
getting the job done.
That is not good for me. Hey everybody, I'm Matt. I am the owner of this channel, and I've only been playing Magic for maybe about 3 months at this point, but I have been very fortunate that I have a close group of friends that do play Magic on a very regular basis, so I have had the ability to progress a bit quicker than most new players do, and I'm also not new to card games. I played the Pokemon TCG, I play a lot of Hearthstone, so I've been able to progress really quickly. And today I've brought what is my favorite deck so far. It is a red-green mid-range deck that is all about Xenagos and getting my Xenagos out and a Bow of Nylea and just putting creatures on the board. And there's really no strategy beyond that. If I hit a wall, I'm dead, but my idea is I just want to put out more creatures consistently that you can deal with. That is not good for me. Alright. Well, draw my 7.
Yep. See how these 7 do.
And John gets to announce if he's keeping first, since he is going first.
Yes, and I will be on the play. And actually, before I looked at my cards, I should have announced that. But with this deck, if I have the option, I'll be on the play.
We play all the time, and we pretty much have the house understanding of, if we get to go first, we're gonna go first.
Yeah,
we almost never go second.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And yeah, looking over the 7, I think I can keep this. I think I can make this work. And we at least, yeah, I can keep this. My opening hand is decent. I have 3 lands, one of which is a temple. Perfect card to have in your opening hand, especially in this case where I have 1 Goblin Electromancer. He won't be enough to take him out, swinging for 2, but he makes my spells cost less. So if I can land a Young Pyromancer early, then I'm able to sort of power my way through and make a little army of my own, something that he can do with his Planeswalkers, which I don't want it to get to that point.
Yep. I'm all good. You are on the play.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
Well, we are coming off Ethereal, so of course I'm going to start with a Temple. Seems like every game starts this way now.
Basically, yeah, they do.
We'll scry that. I think that's just good enough.
Yeah.
On top.
Alright, cool.
Here you go.
I will draw. Okay, well, I'm going second, which I normally don't like to do. I always like to go first. Very few people like going second. But I have 3 land in my opening hand, as well as a Burning Tree Emissary and an Everflame Eidolon. So turn 2, I can put 2 creatures on the board, maybe even more depending on what I draw. I'm pretty happy with this opening hand. Plus, I have a Lightning Strike, so if he puts anything out I don't like, I can kill it really quickly. Okay, and we shall play a forest, not a temple.
Not a temple.
Not a temple.
Representing the Elvish Mystic you will not be casting.
You may go.
Alright. So we'll draw what we knew was on top. And here... I think we just want to get this guy out. See what he can do for us. Goblin Electromancer.
Oh, okay. This is going to be fun.
Yes, instants and sorceries will cost 1 less to cast. Now pass to you.
Okay, this Goblin Electromancer scares me because I know John loves to play control, and just the idea of his counterspells costing 1 less, that scares me. I want to get rid of this thing quickly. Alright, I will draw. That was an excellent draw, by the way, just so you're aware.
Perfect.
And since you're tapped out, I have nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear.
I hope. I don't think there's any pure colorless, like one colorless counterspell in the game.
No. No.
Burning Tree.
Burning Tree works.
Into Burning Tree.
Oh god.
Into Everflame Eidolon.
That is a turn.
That is a turn. And that ends my turn.
The only real answers I have to this are in my sideboard with Anger of the Gods, so I can just wipe out his dudes. Now I know he has 3 creatures on the board to my 1 Goblin Electromancer, and I can only 1-for-1 these guys. So I need to find a way, pretty much a young Pyromancer, so I can make an army of tokens and just put him in front of his guys. I don't have a young Pyromancer, though. We're going to go to my turn, and we're not going to concede just yet. We're going to consider it, maybe for a second, the double Burning Tree, but we'll go ahead, we'll draw. And see, what do we have to do to get out of this? We're definitely going to need lands. That's step 1. Step 2 is yet to be determined.
You could just do nothing and tap all your mana.
That would work.
That would, yeah.
That is an option of mine. I was weighing that.
I would appreciate it.
Not quite yet. I think we will just go ahead and pass the turn to you.
Okay. I will untap. I need to swap those over. We'll draw. I'll play a Mountain. And I will enter combat.
Alright.
I will swing with the team.
Well, knowing we're going against Gruul, you're just going to try and beat me down. This Electromancer is sort of awkward in my hand right now.
I'm just going to do so many things to you
so
right now.
We need to force you to pump your Eidolon to kill my Electromancer if that happens. Yeah, we're going to block your 1/1 and pass priority to you. Considering the beatdown.
I'm considering exactly how this is going to happen. You know what? I'll pump him up once. I will kill your guy.
So you will pump him?
Yep. I'll pump him up. He is now a 2/1. And your guy is a 2/2. They will kill each other unless you have some trick up your sleeve.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would, wouldn't it?
That works for me.
Works for you?
Yep.
Then you take 4.
I'm at 16.
Yep. And that will end my turn.
Alright. End of your turn, I will...
Oh, don't do it.
Quicken.
Okay.
Draw off of that. And...
Really scared me when he said that.
Now that does it for me.
Oh, great.
So...
That scares me even more.
We'll go to my turn.
Okay.
I saw exactly what I needed to do.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
You have 4 cards?
4. It could be anything.
It could be.
It could be a Thought Season here and a Brain Maggot.
I was wondering where the black was.
This forest is actually a swamp.
Yeah, why is nobody here playing Thoughtseize? Oh, because we're friends.
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah.
Friends don't Thoughtseize.
No, they don't. That's going to come back in a later episode, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally play Thoughtseize. It's such a good card.
I hate Thoughtseize. I hate black.
Yeah. Black's not fun for anybody.
No, it's not.
Okay. We are going to cast a Young Pyromancer because it just... We're getting beat down. I need to create some kind of advantage.
Okay.
I will lay an island. And that will be turn.
You had to lay the island, didn't you?
Had to.
You had to.
Because I know you respect my open mana.
Yeah. Whenever blue has open mana, you don't want to do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and untap. And I will draw. I will play a Temple of Abandon. And I will scry one off of it. There's the temple.
You're just 4 turns late.
Do I want to keep what I just scryed? You know, why not?
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, I know, I'm going to regret saying that. So, we're going to go ahead and enter combat.
Okay.
With both my burning trees. Okay. I reserve nothing for blocking.
I see that. I will... Oh, this is an interesting spot you have put me in.
Oh, I know.
So let's quicken again.
Okay.
Make my 1/1 red elemental.
In response, I'm going to lightning strike.
In response to the quicken? Or
yeah. In response to the quicken, I'm going to lightning strike your.
Okay.
Get rid of him. Hopefully, unless you're holding a counter spell of some kind, which I don't think you have. You only have 1 open mana.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so then now Quicken will resolve, so I will draw off of that.
Are we still in my combat phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not... Before blockers.
Okay,
before
that was in response to combat, and then... Okay.
Yes. So
I get confused.
Draw off of Quicken. And let's see...
I love the Cubone, by the way.
Yeah, we need our little Cubone to stay alive right
It's a 1/1 elemental. That is a fierce adversary.
It is. Here... Yeah, we'll have no blocks.
No blocks, so you take 4.
I will...
Assuming you have a combat trick.
Void Snare your
Void
one
Snare?
of your running trees.
Okay.
Because I know you can't cast it this turn.
Yeah.
So, and I will take 2 and go to 14.
That was a smart Void Snare.
It would have been better if... yeah, because I couldn't... Because you responded to the Quicken, so I couldn't cast Void Snare again to make a second Cubone. I want to get my Cubone army going.
I'm sorry. But that will end my turn.
Alright. So we'll untap. Draw. Interesting. Lay a mountain. Now here, we know you have a Burning Tree and you have, what, 4 mystery cards?
3 mystery cards
right,
that are upside down. Okay.
That's a bit better.
There we go. Yeah, 3 mystery cards, but one of which you know what it is.
It is. I'm going to go ahead and just let you know I will not be blocking your Burning Tree with my Cubone.
That's
I'm not in chump
scary
mode, so I will attack for 1.
Okay. I will eat 1.
Alright, there we go.
Down to 19.
I have drawn blood.
You have.
If nothing else, you will not have a flawless victory against me.
Unless I heal up.
That is an option. I'll pass to you.
Alright. I will untap. By the way, whenever you're playing like dual colors like this, you have to transition with your temples or whatever your dual land is. So I have my red transitions into my green. You got to like look at his land. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, look how beautiful these lands are.
They are beautiful, but there is no rhyme or reason to them sitting there.
I should feel ashamed.
You should. I will draw. And I don't know why I was surprised by what I drew.
For my good friend Matt, we'll rearrange our outfits.
Oh, that is much better. That is much better. I really appreciate that. I will play a forest.
Okay. So now we're in Nisa territory.
We are, aren't we? I'm just going to go into combat.
Okay.
For 2.
No blocks.
No blocks. 2 it is.
Down to 12.
And that will end my turn.
Alright. So that is interesting.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea what I have.
Yeah, typically... So maybe just representing Boon Satyr.
Oh yeah, I have so many tricks up my sleeve right now. You have no idea what you're getting into.
All right, we'll be okay with that. We'll go to my turn.
Okay.
Go ahead and draw. Somehow that was exactly what I wanted to see, and not at the same time. Ooh. We'll go into combat.
Okay.
And we'll just get right out of combat. We're not messing around.
You're a pacifist right now.
Yes. Don't you feel bad for taking me down to 12 life? And
No, not at all. I feel good about it.
I'm a pacifist. I'm a Buddhist. Prophetic Flame Speaker will enter the battlefield, if you will allow it, with your green and red land base.
I think it resolves.
All right.
I have the Boon Satyr in hand, but it's a flash creature, so I can play it on his turn, and I'm hoping that he will tap out or tap enough mana for me to play it safely, but even if he doesn't, I'm still going to throw it out there because I want him to use up his counter spells on little things so I can get my big stuff out safely.
We'll play another island. And we'll pass to you.
End of your turn, I'm going to flash in a Boon Satyr.
There is a Boon Satyr.
There is a Boon Satyr.
That resolves.
Okay. Then I will untap for my turn, and I will draw. I'm going to lay a mountain, and I will tap that mountain, another mountain, to lay the Burning Tree Emissary.
There he is.
There he is.
I've been waiting.
And I will use that mana that he gives me. Xenagos.
Xenagos resolves.
Then I will make Xenagos. I will 0 him to make a Satyr token. Actually, I don't know if I want to make him.
As he's sitting there thinking, I'm really hoping that he just puts a Satyr on there because I don't want to see anything else put on this board. He already has great board control. He decides to take him up. I know this is not good for me.
I'm going to plus him, actually.
Okay.
And I'm going to get the mana. It's all going to be green.
Okay.
And I'm going to use it to play Bow of Nylea. I got 3 green mana for my 3 creatures.
Yep. But when he plays that, I realize my plan is not going to work how I want it to because he has a 2 mana to give his Boon Satyr a +1/+1 counter, nullifying my strategy.
I'm going to play a Bow of Nylea.
Okay.
All right. And then, does it resolve?
Yes.
It resolves. Okay, I'm going to enter combat with the Boon Satyr and with the Burning Tree.
Alright, so here... Now that the bow is on board, this makes blocks very awkward for me.
All of my attacking creatures now have Death Touch.
You're out of a hand, but you have a killing me on board. Alright, so Cubone will block here.
Okay.
And I will... make your Boon Satyr a 0/1 red weird.
A 0/1?
Yes.
In response, I'm going to give him a 1/1 counter.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So then your Cubone goes by. He's just a 1/1 thing now.
Oh, that was just until the end of the turn.
Oh, okay. So he's back to being a Boon Satyr. He keeps the counter though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So you lose your Cubone. I keep my guy, and you take 2 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage. And that ends a wonderful turn, but now I'm out of a hand. And that's bad when you're top decking against blue.
When you have 5 cards on the board...
Okay, still.
That should be okay.
Blue always scares me. It always scares me.
Yeah, we need to deal with Xenagos. Unfortunately, we're going to have to empty our hand to do so.
Oh, don't know. He just got here. He just showed up to the party. Now you're going to ask him to leave or say, you know, the party's over.
I know. I would like to party with Xenagos. Look at that dude.
He is the Reveler.
He knows how to party.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows how to have a bacchanal.
What?
Bacchanal!
I have never heard that term before. Apparently, I just screwed up really bad. There's going to be like angry comments now, like you don't know what this is.
No, there's just going to be
just you,
just me. Yeah,
just
I'll leave angry comments. I will leave every angry comment. I'm going to make
Wonderful.
so many YouTube usernames now. All right, pretty sure we're dead, but let's at least wreck some stuff.
Yeah, well, let's play it out.
Let's wreck some stuff before we go
out.
out. So I want to just kill Xenagos. That seems fun. To do that, however, I need to first Izzet charm your Burning Tree, deal 2 damage to it. I need to then
Burning Tree.
Swing for 2 at your Xenagos.
He's down to 2.
And then I will burn your Xenagos.
My Xenagos is gone. Wow, that was like a 3 for. 2 for-ish. Something. It was something.
It was a 2 for 2. I got a Burning Tree and a
that's
Xenagos
true,
out of it.
You went through a lot to get him.
Your go.
Let me untap everything that I own. What life are you at?
10.
10? Well, you have no hand. You have no blockers. So I might as well give him a 1/1 counter.
Yep.
So I am going to swing for 8.
Down to 2.
Down to 2. Oh, that's tapped as well. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. So here. I'll move to combat.
Okay.
Swing with the Flame Speaker.
I take 2.
Okay. I will exile the top 2.
Okay.
First shot damage. I know I've lost, but I at least get 1 hit with my Prophetic Flame Speaker. Maybe there's a miracle on my deck. Or maybe there's a Steam Vents.
That is not what you wanted to see. Is it?
I will cast the Steam Vents, pay 2 life, so it's untapped, and I will kill myself. Thank you very much.
What was I? Oh,
I will not
hoping
give
there
you
would
the
be a lightning
satisfaction.
strike. Sir, good game.
Good.
Thank you for being here. You just couldn't let me get the killing blow, could you?
No, you've killed me enough times.
So, what do you think of that matchup? How do you think that went?
That's one of my favorite matchups that we have together. I know I've played that deck. I played the blue-red against your blue-red deck before.
Yes. Yeah, my Izzet deck.
Your Izzet deck. I have not.
Scry deck.
Your Scry deck, yes. I've not gone against your Mono-White Life Gain deck. I think that'd be another interesting matchup. But I really do enjoy this because you're definitely... I know you're a mid-range deck, but against me, you really want to become the aggro deck.
Yes.
Because if you give me enough time, I can accumulate an army that you can't deal with. Or even just like, if I had Lane Gutter Snipe, Quicken into Void Snare, I just dealt 6 damage and drew 2 cards.
Yeah, basically it came down to me. I had to get the early momentum against you. Like, I had the Burning Tree, I had the Everflame. That was 2 creatures turn 2. Then I got the other Burning Tree. I was like, yeah, I can start getting early pressure on. The only way I can beat you, because when he plays control, he is always 3 steps ahead of you. He just always has something in his mind. If he doesn't counterspell something you put out, that means he's not scared of it, generally.
Yeah.
So that's scary. So I just need to throw more at him than he can handle, and my idea was just keep throwing stuff out. You would have to use your removal, empty your hand, and I could just keep pushing with more pressure. And getting the 2 Burning Trees and then the Everflame on turn 2 was the best thing that could have happened to me. More Burning Trees would have been nice, but that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, 2's never enough.
no, 2 is never enough.
Yeah, and actually in this deck, I definitely play more like a tempo deck. I know my blue-white control definitely has played more where I keep my mana open at all times, and I'm looking to counter your spells, like something you're going to resolve that is really going to threaten me. This deck, I really tend to try... Void Snare is so good because for 1 mana, and I can get a benefit if I have a Spellheart Chimera, that's 1 power plus for him.
Yeah.
Gutter Snipe Pyromancer, so...
Yeah.
And instead of countering, I like to send stuff back to your hand to make the tempo play and really save my Izzet Charms, so if you try and Lightning Strike a Pyromancer, I can counter that.
I was really scared of Xenagos getting Void Snare, because Void Snare is it's just a permanent, non-land permanent, so he could send anything of mine back to my hand.
Yeah.
My bow, my Xenagos, anything. So I was really banking on him not having that for 1 mana.
Yeah.
And unless he fully taps out, then I just have to be ready for that happening.
Especially when, and you made the right play, but when you decided to add the mana to your pool instead of making a Satyr. Because if you make a Satyr and I bounce your Xenagos, that's not a bad play. You're still left with a 2/2, which, with the way that board was, that was plenty fine. I had enough problem dealing with your Burning Tree, so another 2/2, I'm still going to have problems dealing with it.
Yeah, and the only reason I really plussed Xenagos wasn't to get the bow out, it was to survive a lightning strike. That's what I was worried about. I didn't want my Xenagos to get one shot.
Me too.
And then I was like, oh, I actually can play the bow now. So I played the bow, which was just great because that saved my Boon Satyr against your Elemental.
That was...
I plussed him.
Yeah, that was a pivotal moment. You definitely had the momentum going for most of the game, although I did feel like I could break out of this at any... especially with the Flame Speaker on board. If I can start getting to the top of my deck and exiling 2 a turn, now I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had games before where you may have 3 or 4 creatures, I have a Flame Speaker, and I exile 2 Young Pyromanters. That happened before. Get those on the battlefield. Every card in my deck now is turned on, and before you know it, I've amassed an army.
Yeah, and then with the deck I play, it's really important for me to keep... The deck I've built is all about consistent momentum, because you have really aggro decks that just go and they hit hard. You have late-game decks that just build up to these big, fat creatures. Mine is more about just keep putting, you know, small to mid-range creatures on the board and just keep poking with them. But if you get me to where I'm top-decking, especially in a control deck, I'm done.
Yeah.
I have to keep that. I just have to keep throwing stuff on the board, or it's game over for me at that point. And at that point, you weren't in burn range, because usually what I do is I have burn cards. I have like Magma. Well, I have Magma Sprays for creatures. I have Lightning Strikes. I have some burn cards that you didn't get to see me play, that I reserve for removing creatures so that my creatures have free reign of the board, or finishing off a player. I don't really use them when you're at like 20 health. I use them when you're at 5 health. I hit you for 3 with a Lightning Strike. You weren't down to that point, and I didn't have any Lightning Strikes in my hand after that.
Yeah.
So I needed to keep hitting you with creatures.
And that is one advantage that both of our decks have. We're relying on our creatures to win the game for us, and you know, my Lightning Strikes and Magma Jets, they are there to remove creatures when you can. Izzet Charm, remove creatures when you can. Always important to use your burn to remove creatures, but unlike other aggro decks, we don't need to get you down to 0. We can get you down to 6.
Yeah.
And we can just win with Lightning Strikes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that. And that's why I've paired red with blue a lot, because I love... They're enemy colors, but I love what they can do, where blue gives you the control and even quicken. Like, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it does just draw me a card. I'm searching through my library. Essentially, I play 3. I play a 57-card deck, essentially, because I have the 3 quicken. And red is... I've always enjoyed red as a finisher. It's very, very... Especially when you're not going against blue. They can't really counter it.
Yeah.
I mean, white has some ways to negate the damage, but if I can get you low
White
enough...
has life gain.
And
life
gain
gain is the thing that hurts the most, but that's where my Bow of Nylea helps. If somebody puts out like a Nyx Fleece Ram, they can't block my creatures or they lose their Ram, basically. And so like life gain, like a white-blue control is just smashes my deck, because you gain life to counter everything I do to you in terms of damage, and then you just counter out all my win conditions, and I can't burn down your health, and you're just countering everything I have. Like, what I needed, because we didn't do any sideboard or anything because it would just take too long, in my sideboard I have my Mistcutter Hydras, which can't be countered and have protection from blue, so you couldn't Void Snare them or anything. You'd have to hit them with burn. If we had done another game, I would put those in, so that I could hit you just with those. You would have to use big burn spells or use a creature to block and then burn it.
Exactly.
What in your sideboard, did you have anything that would have really helped you out here?
I definitely would have brought in my 1-of Pithing Needle. Red blue has a hard time dealing with Planeswalkers if I can't counter them. You know, I can get them to the point where if I'm ahead on board, it's no problem, because I can swing into them and then maybe Lightning Strike to finish it off. But I'd much rather actually be proactive against you. Go ahead, bring Pithing Needle, name Xenagos, don't have to deal with it now.
That would hurt. Then the only Planeswalker you have at that point to worry about is Nissa.
Nissa, yeah. Which also is a problem to deal with. But, and I could even wait until you cast one of them or the turn before.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a turn 1 play. And then also Anger of the Gods, which is actually at odds with my deck, because every creature I play in my deck also dies to Anger of the Gods. But if I bring it in and it's in my opening hand, it just dictates the way I play. I'm not going to play Electromancer on turn 2. I won't play anything on turn 2. Right. I'm going to let you flood the board, hit you with an Anger of the Gods, then I'm going to bring my stuff out. So I mean, that's really the only way I think I can deal with the turn 2 multiple Burning Trees, is to have Anger of the Gods.
And I got really lucky in the idea that I had, in the way that I had early game momentum with the 2 Burning Trees. That's really what sealed this for me. I was like, I just built from there.
Yeah,
that's where I really started winning the game, basically, because I just built from that, and I drew all the land I needed.
Yes.
I drew just all the land I needed, and I didn't draw nothing but land. I was still drawing. I drew my Xenagos. I drew everything I needed basically to get through that. So that was overall. That was overall, I think, a good starting draw for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we had another good game. We've always had good games with these decks.
You won't believe how many times I've had this guy down to like less than 5 health, and then he does something stupid and wins because he plays blue.
Usually a Giant Sphinx's Revelation. If you haven't done it, that card...
15 mana, 15 health, draw 15 cards, discard all the ones I don't like.
Yeah.
And now I have a full hand to deal with. Yeah, screw you.
Yeah. And at least at the time that we're recording this, we have, 3 weeks until Standard rotates? Yeah. I've already dismantled my blue-white deck because it's so sad to know Sphinx's Revelation is gone.
Are you keeping Elspeth?
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. I think I may go into the blue-white-red, the Jeskai now with cons. I think I may look into that clan and see what I can do, and Elspeth will be a part of it.
I'll be blue, red, green.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Obviously, so. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. This was the first pilot episode, so anything you want to say about it, let us know. We're always going to look to be improving this. John, thank you for being here.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Always.
Have a great day, everybody.
See you.